What's up, everybody? Well, I got another Asus Ally gameplay video for you guys today. And today we're gonna try out a game called Funnel Runners. Now, I doubt it's gonna run all that well. I mean, the Steam Deck was basically destined to fail. I'm pretty sure this is Unreal Engine 5. That thing almost never has good thing times with that game. Very few games run well in Unreal Engine 5 on that thing. There's still some, but it's not very common. So, hopefully these guys can power through, but we shall see. I'm pretty sure all of them are under the minimum specs, if I was to look at them, but when I'm in big picture mode, I realize they don't really show you that unless I'm just looking in the wrong spot. They used to be like you go look at the page that you're gonna buy, like on the store, scroll to the bottom, and it'll tell you the system specs at the bottom, at least when you're in desktop mode, but I didn't see any of that in big screen mode, so I was like, oh, that's a little peculiar. But hey, maybe I was just looking in the wrong spot. Either way, that's neither here nor there. Why don't we hop on in, take that white Ally first, and work our way up to the Xbox Ally X, and see if any of these guys can give us what most would consider playable. At least 30 plus. I like 60 plus, but I understand on things like this, that's almost never gonna happen with games like this. But hey, let's go see. Maybe I'll be proven wrong.
Well, all right, we're gonna go ahead and do what we usually do. We'll try some 1080p, although we are using upscaling, so it's not really 1080p. But Unreal Engine, not surprising, you gotta use upscaling, especially on stuff that's under minimum spec. But just like the Steam Deck, this wasn't exactly a spectacular experience. But it still did better than the Steam Deck did, if I do remember correctly. Higher settings, higher resolution, and around the same performance, frame rate wise. So now we'll do 900p. Definitely a lot better now. Still not 60 plus all the time by any means, but I do believe we do stay over 30 at least. But unfortunately, just like mini games, even if we put everything on the lowest possible settings, we can't hit 60 all of the time. I think there's some spots we do, but some spots we don't. Yeah, okay, what the heck's going on here? All right, hold up. Something doesn't look right here. Hold up. It's not supposed to be custom. We're supposed to be unbalanced right now. We're just going to nip that in the bud right now. I must have accidentally clicked sideways on something. There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay, now we're ready to go. Hop on into the game.
Since they've discovered our new winter fresh flavor, things are cool off considerably as far as their breath is concerned. Because after all, when your mouth feels cooler, your breath feels fresher. So try new winter fresh Freedent, a cooler flavor for fresher breath.
This weather is brought to you by the Idaho Potato Commission. Look for this seal on every bag. If it's not from Idaho, it's just a spud.
For years now, we've been trying to get folks to look for our Grown in Idaho seal to certify they're getting great quality potatoes. And we've had some suggestions, like this. Or this. Or for heaven's sakes, even this.
I'm from Idaho.
But I think we ought to stick to growing potatoes and leave looking for the seal up to you. Just keep an eye peeled, it's on every bag. And remember,
So, now for 720p, which is your best bet for getting the most FPS, although it still drops under 60 at times. But I do believe there's some times where it goes over to like 63 to 65, but we're not going to get no 89 to 90 FPS when we get into the actual game. This is just a black screen with some text on it. So I kind of like those games where it actually does like have actual in-game graphics like behind. So A, you can see what settings do, and B, so you can see more of a similar to true frame rate instead of just like 80 to 100 when you know that's not going to be anywhere near what you get in-game.
Terrific people to work with, and they just go the extra mile to help you.
They sure do. He just sits back and lets
So, now we're going to start all over again on the Ally X. Now, even though this didn't work that great, I figured there's still some people that would want to play like that, so still wanted to get a little footage of it. But 900p medium and 720p low for this game work much better on these guys, as far as frames go. So 900p time. Definitely a lot better. Still not perfect 60 plus by any means, but heck, on these and the Steam Decks, it's like, I don't know. On most games, especially like newer games, Unreal Engine 5 games, most people should know they're not going to get 60 FPS on these little handhelds. But hey, it is what it is. For now, let's hop on into the game.
Folks in Tennessee have started their day with Tennessee Pride Country Sausage. The Odom family's recipe of the freshest cuts of beef, pork, time-tested seasonings made it the finest sausage you could serve that event. Serve your family something our family is very proud of.
Dealers that I have come in contact with.
Listen, Just like a friend.
Now for some 720p action. Now, this is obviously your best bet for the highest FPS, but it unfortunately still doesn't get us a constant 60. But not surprising. This thing is still under the minimum specs for this game, if I do remember. But alright, let's go see what it can do anyway. So we're going to start all over again one more time at 1080p on the Xbox Ally X, which is a little bit more powerful than the other guys. It is a Z2 Extreme versus Z1 Extreme after all. Now, is it a night and day difference where in one game you get 30 FPS and the other game you get 80? Hell no. It's usually like 8 to 13-ish FPS ahead most of the time. Sometimes it even loses, though, or gets about the same. So let's go see what it's going to do in this game.
Look, they bake up bigger. For big taste and very easy. With big tops and big toppings. For big smiles and big hugs. Small wonder they're a big hit. Dunkin' Lights Bakery.
So now for 900p medium. Oh, there we go. Balanced settings. More like for medium. And this thing definitely seemed to get a little bit more FPSs. But that is usual. But like I said before earlier, every once in a while it will lose. So it's still nice to see how it compares. But alrighty, why don't we go ahead and hop on in and let's see what it can do. So now for 720p, obviously you can get the most FPS here, but I think even on this guy, we still couldn't hit 60 the whole time. But even this powerful thing, I do believe, is at least GPU-wise under minimum spec. CPU-wise and RAM-wise and SSD-wise, totally fine. It's just, unfortunately, even this thing, as powerful as it is, just can't really muster up lots of FPS performance in games. Now, if you hooked it up to an external GPU, on the other hand, now you got yourself, well, very expensive, but a very capable system.
And we've had some suggestions. This. Or this. Or for heaven's sakes, even this. But I think we ought to stick to growing potatoes and leave looking for the seal up.
Slice of meat, make a soup, top a treat. Clean up easy, dishwasher safe. Original and professional salad shooter.
Hi, Wayne Perky for Custom Construction. Well, kitchens have changed over the years. If yours doesn't have all the conveniences, such as an appliance garage, microwave shelf, or an island, now's the time to bring your kitchen into the 90s. The
Alright, let's get a little camera recorded gameplay here. Now it seems to do somewhat okay FPS, right up until the tornado gets close to you. Then it starts dropping down into the 40s again, and sometimes in the high 30s. It has some stutters and stuff. At least it did when I had it hooked up to capture computer. Maybe that was capture computer nonsense. It's another reason I like coming over here and playing just on the system right in front of you guys right here. That way there's nothing that can get in its way. Well, other than my own bad skill at said games. Not the greatest at this one. But yeah, like I said, I'm supposed to turn the key and see what the thing needs. So I'm not even like listening. I'm just going off and seeing what kind of FPS we can get. I'm sure I can beat the tutorial if I wanted. Where the hell did it go? Oh, there it is. Sheesh. That was close. Toolbox, gas, quite a bunch of stuff in here. Scissor jack too. This would not be fun in real life. Very fun in game form. They did a great job on this so far from the little I've played. Out of all the Tornado-esque games I've played anyway, definitely the best. Oh shit. Oh, I'm dead. Because I don't know how to run. Oh, somehow I didn't die. Yeah. Go ahead and close that just for a quick second. Doppler radar, company vault, radio microphone, boombox. Oh, sounds like it might be 420. Indeed it be. Then a hit says me. Alrighty. Yeah, I kind of figured I could use this tape on something. What is this thing for? Well, I guess just drop it in here. Alright, where did it go? It's gotta be close. It's shaking the shit out of my van. Yeah, see what I mean? It gets a little stuttery and the frame droppy the closer the tornado gets. There it is. It's right there. I'm glad I did not just walk out. I would have died. Holy shit. Jesus. And that's just a little tornado. They don't have to be big to fuck everything up. But I think with that, we should probably move on to the next ally. Alright, let's get a little camera recorder gameplay on the Ally X now. we got gas and a tire in here. That doesn't sound good. I think we might be cooked. Okay, so yeah, we lost our roof and shit. But I did what you're supposed to do. You don't have a basement, go into the bathroom. Or a closet. Preferably a basement or storm cellar is the best though. Where's my truck anyway? Uh-oh.
Okay. Phew. Unless there's two.
Anyway, let's go move on to the last ally. Alright, let's get a little camera record gameplay on the Xbox Ally X now. I do not like the night ones. At least it's not raining yet. Once it's night and rain, you're just fucked. You can go by sound a little bit, but by the time you hear it, it's too late. Usually. Newspaper. We got some battery. Ooh, crowbar. Motor oil. More newspaper. I don't know where the hell that thing is right now, but it sounds close as shit. It's nighttime, so better safe than sorry. That's right, it's probably like... There it is. That's a big one. Yeah, as you can see, when the tornadoes come, it gets a little stuttering. We're gonna get a better look at it. It's night, so you can't really see anything. But man, this would be terrifying. Is it just gonna hang out next to me so I can't like ever leave? There it is. Now, is there more than one? Sometimes there's more than one. And is it gonna come back at me? One time I was like, oh, okay, it left. Let's go and explore. And then it came right back and sucked me right up. I think we're safe for now. Not a flawless experience on any of these handhelds by any means, but definitely playable for some, for sure. Except for the Steam Deck. That one would probably be a stretch, but there's still even some people who could probably do just fine on that. Either way, with that, I think we can go ahead and wrap on up. Well, alright guys, that is a wrap for Funnel Runners on the Asus Allies, and they definitely handle it much better than the Steam Decks did. But it's not like they had a flawless experience either though. But we at least mostly stayed over 30, even on high settings, but there were still some big old stutters, especially when a tornado comes. That's when you're starting to still drop down into the high 20s, mid 20s, when you're on high anyway. But if you're on medium or 720p, you at least stay over 30. You're not gonna get 60 plus everywhere, but at 720p you can get probably around 60 most of the time. But still, when the tornado comes, you're dropping right back down to high 40s. I think I even saw 38 on the white Ally during that part, but maybe it was running out of VRAM or RAM or something like that. That one does not have quite as much resources to spare as these two other guys over here. But anyway, that's all for the video. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. I love tornado games like this and just weather in general. I was gonna be a meteorologist before I found out how insanely difficult it is and having to know a bunch of shit I just wasn't gonna be able to do. So I was like, nope, I can already call that. That is not gonna work for me. But anyway, I'm having plenty of fun now anyway, so it all works out. So that's all for the video, and still can't peace out with that hand properly, but hopefully soon we'll be there. So we'll just leave you with a left-handed peace out, and until the next video.